Hey there, folks. If you're not converting at least 10% of your inbound Facebook leads into appointments, check out this video because we're going over the top objections you're getting from Facebook leads right now. Let's jump into it. Folks, you've heard me say it before. Facebook continues to be one of the biggest and best opportunities for real estate agents because of the cost, because of the attention those platforms get, because of their ability to generate buyer leads, which are becoming more and more valuable as the market shifts. But if you're not seeing the results you want from Facebook, you got to check it out, because if you're not converting at least 10% of the inbound leads you get from Facebook into booked appointments, you got to check out your scripting game. And more than just scripting, you got to check out your objection handling game, because you might be getting objections that you don't know how to handle. Check it out. We're going to go in depth into the top objections that we're seeing from Facebook leads right now. We know what we're talking about when it comes to Facebook leads. We have called and followed up with and tried to convert over 250,000 leads from Facebook over the last 2 years. So we know what we're talking about when it comes to Facebook leads for real estate. Just like any other internet inbound lead, you gotta be ready with the right follow-up plan, with the right calling and texting mechanism to make sure you get a shot at even talking to these leads. But once you actually talk to them and get a chance to deliver your script, whether that's a calling script or a text messaging script, you gotta be ready for those objections. They're gonna come hot and heavy your way. One of the most common objections, the number one objection we see from Facebook leads for real estate is the typical, "Oh, I'm not ready to move right now. I'm just getting started." We call it the just getting started objection. This is a very common objection from Facebook leads. Remember, these are top of the funnel leads. They might be 6 to 12 months out from doing anything. And a lot of real estate agents make the mistake of getting discouraged and unqualifying leads that tell them, oh, they don't need to talk to an agent yet because they're just getting started. They don't even have a timeline. They don't know what they're looking for yet. And a lot of agents discard these leads. Folks, it is a natural reaction for Facebook leads to tell you they don't need to talk to you, right? They're just getting started. It's all right. My recommendation to handle this objection is to acknowledge it. Oh, I totally understand that. I love working with people that are just getting started because I can teach them these things and go directly into adding value. Teach them about the market. Teach them about any kind of seller concessions they can get. Teach them about the competitive situation in the market that you're seeing. Tell them how the market has changed for buyers over the last few months. Teach them something they don't know, because the goal of that first contact with a Facebook lead is not to always book the appointment. It is to show them some value. So even if this lead is a year out from purchasing, you should be giving them some value, teaching them something they don't know, so that the next time you reach out, and you should reach out at least every couple months when you're following up with these leads, at least every couple months, and show them the next piece of value, you are much more likely to convert them over the long haul. And if you educate them on being a buyer in the market of right now, you can even accelerate that timeline. Because a lot of buyers, their needs are more important than the current market conditions. Their family might be growing. They might have to renew a lease and their rent is going through the roof. So they'd prefer to put that money into a property they own. They might have to relocate for a job. All of these have nothing to do with market conditions. It has everything to do with where they're at in their lives. So be a resource to these folks. Do not assume that because their timeline is out and they're just getting started, you can't help them. Always find a way to add value to them, educate them, and they are much more likely to work with you. Another really common objection we're seeing more and more as the market shifts are objections about the market. People are anxious about the market. People are worried about the market. They're worried about interest rates. They're worried about prices going down, inventory going up. They're concerned about it. And a lot of people mistakenly think that we're already in a huge real estate market crash when evidence is not there to support that claim. I've spoken to potential leads that really and truly believe that they're already in a worse economic downturn than in 2008. Folks, the evidence just isn't there. The number one way to address this kind of objection in the market is to show them what's actually going on. Show them how many homes got listed today, how many homes went pending today. Show them what's actually happening locally, because they might be seeing headlines from New York, from Los Angeles, from Boise, from Phoenix, and they might not know what's actually happening in their market. In some markets in this country, listings are actually going down. Inventory is down in some markets. Everything is local. Real estate is always local. So teach them what's actually happening and help them put their feet on the ground and put their best foot forward. Another similar objection to the market is the objection that I like to call the timing the market objection. A buyer might be sitting on the sidelines, qualified buyer that can buy a home right now. They might be sitting back and they're waiting for the market to go down even further. This is called timing the market. And folks, it never works. It never works with the stock market. It never works with commodities. And it doesn't really work in real estate. Sometimes buyers want to wait for prices to go down and then maybe start going up a little bit so they only see upside in the market. Folks, that's not real. It never actually works out that way. No one is ever able to actually successfully time the market. And here's the craziest thing. This timing the market objection happens whether the market is going up or whether the market is going down. When the market is accelerating, going up and up and up every month, people can convince themselves that it's not a good time to buy. Market is moving too fast. It's too hot right now. And they can always rationalize it in a down market. Oh, I don't want to buy. Prices are going down, down, down. So understand that this objection might not be rational, okay? The best way that I've seen to handle objection like this, the timing the market objection, is to drill down into motivation. What is actually driving them to want to buy a home, to want to sell their home, right? It's usually a need of their family, a need of their profession, a need for their lifestyle. Drive into that need and educate them and teach them. Because this is true of basically every major economic downturn for the last 30, 40 years. If you buy a home now and you do not plan on selling it for the next 3 to 5 years, you're pretty much going to be immune to any short-term fluctuation in the market. Buy a home because you need it, you want it, you're going to enjoy it, and do not worry about the short-term market fluctuations. If you're a home flipper, an investor, and you want to flip that home in a few months, in a year, then you're going to have a lot of risk to the short-term market conditions. If you're going to live in that home, enjoy it, start a family, relocate to a new area, move on with your life. Get something you can afford and do not worry of the very short-term market fluctuations that can happen. That is the right way to handle that objection. Last but not least, you can always find an objection when talking to a potential lead, a potential client coming from Facebook, where they're saying, oh, I've already got a real estate agent. Oh, I know someone that's a real estate agent. I'm related to someone that's a real estate agent. This is one of the most tried and true common objections when talking to people. But I firmly believe if you're not able to handle that objection, you probably shouldn't be licensed in real estate. It's one of the most common objections you're going to hear no matter what's going on in the market. The way I like to handle this objection is always ask a question, right? You've got nothing to lose. If that lead is married to a real estate agent or has a really close relationship with a real estate agent, you might not get the business anyway, but you lose absolutely nothing by trying. I always ask them, number one, have they signed anything with that agent? Have they signed anything with that person, right? Because if the answer is no, the next question has to be, well, Mr. Lead, right? Mr. or Mrs. Lead, I totally respect friends and family. I totally respect you've been talking to an agent. But let me ask you this. Why don't you let me show you what I can do to help you get into a great home? Because worst case, you come up with some great ideas you can take to your friend or that agent. Or also, when people compete for your business, you can win. It's always worth it to make sure you're working with the best person, isn't it? Ask them a question that they have to say yes to. Force the comparison. Make sure you get your foot in the door and you're able to tell them everything that you bring to the table and why it's better to work with you. If they give you that chance and open the door to that possibility, you've already won. Because chances are you are a better agent than their friend, than their family member, than a random person they found on the web. You are a better agent. So take the opportunity to show them that. All right, folks, that's it for today. If you found this video useful, please crush that subscribe button. We release a new video and a new tip or trick every single week. And if you're looking for an opportunity to get a great ISA, inside sales agent, making calls for you and using these objection handlers on a daily basis, please book a call with our team. We can find a great person to call for you for only $5 to $6 an hour. Check it out.